Hi everybody, this is Property with Leonard and welcome to another episode. Now on this channel we discuss property, finance and investments. Now please note that none of my videos constitutes as financial advice, but if you're looking for financial advice, please speak to an accredited and registered financial advisor. Now today I want to talk about something that really affects all of us, not just property owners, but really all of us. And that is the continued interest rate hikes here in South Africa. And of course the ripple effect thereof. Now the cycle of interest rate hikes continued following announcement by the Monetary Policy Committee, the MPC. The repo rate climbed by another 50 basis points to 4.75%, leaving the priming lending rate at 8.25%. To give you an idea what's happening here, if we go back to the start of 2020, the monthly repayment on a 2 million rand home when the prime lending rate was 10% was 2,259 rand more than it is currently at 8.25%. That is a lot of money to the overwhelming majority of South Africans. So if this trend continues, there is a very real chance that we might be back at 10% or even more very soon. This of course means that the cost of debt rises as the South African Reserve Bank hikes interest rates by, in this case, 50 basis points. I don't want to bore you with too much stats and financial terms, so let me just break it down in simple terms and explain to you what's really happening here and how it will most definitely impact you. First and foremost, the overall costs of living will increase. And by that I mean everything. How much you pay for basic necessities like bread and milk, repayments of debt, everything goes up. A price increase on, for instance, on petrol, it has a ripple effect on everything else. And on top of that, the interest rate hikes are not making it easier at all. According to the Reserve Bank governor, the rationale behind his decision, he said that the South African economy is expected to grow by 1.7% this year. It's revised down from the 2% at the time of the March monetary policy meeting, March this year. And this is due to a combination of short-term factors, including the flooding in KwaZulu-Natal that's been documented and reported all over the place, all over the world in fact. And of course, another thing that we have in South Africa is load shedding. The rise in interest rates most definitely puts a strain on the already limited household budget. I mean, how do you budget for more if you don't have more? And this is the real challenge of many South African households. I mean, they face it on a daily basis. And knowing that more interest rate hikes are forecasted for the year ahead, the question of whether to fix your interest rate or not on your home loan has come up more and more frequently. The truth is that there are so many variables around interest rates fluctuations that it's almost impossible to tell with absolute certainty whether fixing your interest rate on your home loan will be more beneficial for you in the long run. I actually did an episode, I recorded an episode a while back on deciding on whether you should or should not fix your interest rate. And I'll leave a link to that episode in the description below, or you can just click on the banner on top. It should take you to that episode. I must just add that I still believe that the benefits of owning a home remains constant even amid rate fluctuations. I did an episode on buying versus renting a property as well, and once again I will leave a link to that episode in the description below. It will give you some guidelines, weigh up the options, buying, pros and cons of buying versus renting. The link is in the description below, or you can once again just click on the banner on top. It should take you to that episode. Now, while the 50 basis point increase will have an impact on monthly bond repayments and how much you as an aspirant buyer will be able to afford, it is worth noting that prime lending rate is still considerably low than it was 2 years ago, before the pandemic. As I mentioned earlier, the monthly repayment on a 2 million home at the start of 2020, when the prime lending rate was 10%, was 2,259 rand more. So it is still worth the while to act now. I always say, and those of you who've been following me on this channel for a while now would know, my advice is always the best time to buy a property is now. There are ways to buffer the impact of interest rate changes. What you can do is, first and foremost, is working with a bond originator who will negotiate with the banks on your behalf to secure a better interest rate, as it helps soften the blow of the current and subsequent rate increases. I'm sharing this with you as a prospective buyer because there are still opportunities for those of you who want to make the most of the comparatively low interest rates as it currently stands. While it's still in single digits, it's still a great time to buy a house despite the interest rate spike. You, as a homeowner or property buyer, you need to adjust to this higher home loan repayments, but the reality is that the interest rate should remain below the pre-pandemic level for now, at least. But the bottom line is, it's still a great time for buyers and also sellers, of course, to take advantage of the low interest rates. Even in my business, there is no obvious negative impact of the current interest rate hike, or even the possibility of more in the near future. It's like buyers want to get into the market as soon as possible, and sellers are really taking advantage of this and getting good prices for their homes. But I must also just add, buyers are extremely demanding and cost conscious and not afraid to push their luck during negotiations. And if you are a seller, you will need to take this into account when you price your property, when you market it, etc. You need the expertise and the skills of a property professional to compete effectively in this market. And you're welcome to contact me, and I'll leave my number in the description below, or somewhere here, left or right. It will be somewhere for you to access, as well as my email address. You are welcome to contact me, and I would be able to assist you. One of the services that we offer to you as a potential seller is helping you to price your property correctly by doing a comparative market analysis, a CMA, and being up to date with market trends, etc. So feel free to contact me. We operate throughout the Cape Town metropole, even up to Atlantis, and also the northern and southern suburbs here in Cape Town. Way up to Ocean View, to the Boland, Paarl, Wellington and surrounding areas, the winelands including Stellenbosch and Franschhoek and Kylemore and Peniel, and the northern suburbs, as I mentioned, including Kuils River, Easter River, Kraaifontein, Highbury. I'll leave a link, or you can see somewhere here. I'll leave all our areas there as well. And the Helderberg area, not forgetting Somerset West, Strand and Gordons Bay. We even do and work up to Grabouw and Caledon. So feel free to contact me should you wish to buy or sell your property in any of these areas. I can with enough confidence tell you that we can expect more interest rate hikes as part of the post-COVID interest rate normalization trend. Although honestly, I for one didn't expect the upswing to take such a sharp turn so early, given the fragile state of the local economy and the recovery thereof, with high unemployment, the rising poverty levels, and household finances which are under tremendous pressure from rising prices, including the prospect of another significant hike in the fuel prices next month, June 2022 here in South Africa. And those things are really alarming. So my advice to you, everybody, I sincerely hope that you budget, that you don't just spend your money. Living within your means is so important now more than ever. You need to already be cutting on some luxuries, like that premium DSTV subscription. Just watch my videos, it's free, and subscribing to my channel is also free. And if you need some motivation, for those of you who don't know, I also have a motivational channel called Life with Leonard, where I motivate and inspire you to become the best version of yourself. So if you feel overwhelmed by all of this, because depression and anxiety are real, and so are many other emotions and challenges we go through on a daily basis. So I'll advise you to go watch my videos on my motivational channel called Life with Leonard and subscribe to it. Remember, it's definitely not the time to overextend yourself. Live within your means. In fact, leave room for possible future interest rate increases, which by the look of things seems inevitable, in particular given the toll that the persistent load shedding and the recent KwaZulu-Natal floods have on the economy. Do a thorough budget analysis before any purchase. When I say any purchase, I mean any purchase, whether it's food or clothing or that subscription or even deciding to take a drive. Plan and budget. Think long term. You have children, school fees, clothes, when they do sport, the extramural activities. If you have like I have my daughter's second year at university, I don't even want to go there. I think she's going, she's going to Belgium as an exchange student for a couple of months. She's going next month. I mean, just the costs involved. And that's just me. And I'm sure all of us, doesn't matter who you are, we all feel the impact of these interest rate hikes. So it doesn't matter who you are, what your financial position or situation is, we need to budget. You need to budget. I need to budget to ensure that we get through this. As a prospective property buyer, it would be wise for you to get pre-qualified. Getting pre-qualified is a very important step for you as a potential buyer when navigating the current market, as it will help you with figuring out your affordability, and then you can plan accordingly and make informed decisions. And if you are a seller, pricing a home correctly becomes so much more important during these times. You should be able to lean on the advice and the expertise of a reliable real estate professional to make sure that you price the home, your house, correctly during this time. You are welcome to contact me should you need some advice and guidance, and I'll leave my details in the description below and somewhere here left or right. You are welcome to contact me either by email or cell phone, WhatsApp, whatever. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news today, everybody, but I think it's important that you firstly know what's going on and how it will impact and affect you. And then again, that's why you're watching my videos. You are looking for some good, sound, unbiased advice. And just on that point, if this episode was of value to you, can I kindly ask you, if you haven't, to please subscribe to my channel, to like this video, to share it, and leave me a comment in the comment section below. And as you have picked up by now, this channel is monetized. So you need to watch the ads. You need to watch the ads. Thank you so much, everybody. I see you in the next episode. Stay blessed.